What's going on, guys? It's Saturday. I decided to go ahead and go up to Lowe's. Went there last night and got the rest of the wood I need for framing and bracing my stand for the 180. Been working on it all morning. Didn't take very long, only about 20-25 minutes, but I had to work around the weather because it's raining off and on this morning. But I want to show you what we got. And it didn't finish yet. It's just got all the weight bearing bracers in. It's completely framed. A couple things I got to do before I put the actual tank on it, which I'm hoping to do this weekend, is I got to sand down some of the bracers that are a little uneven because I didn't cut with a chop saw. I cut with a circular saw. And I think I told y'all that in the first video. If you're gonna build a stand, I recommend cutting with a chop saw unless you're really good with a circular saw. I'm average. I can cut straight most of the time. But like I said, I got all the bracers in. I went through almost 2 boxes of screws. Let me show you which ones I got. I got them from Lowe's. I got the grip right fasteners. They are 3 inches. I don't know, I guess it's backwards, but they're 3 inches. They're coated with, I don't know what they're coated with, but they have a coating on it, and they're exterior screws. That's why I went with them. My weight bearing bracers are not pressure treated like I did the rest of the frame. After a couple nights of searching around on the internet and watching YouTube videos that people built stands for 180 or bigger. Some people use pressure treated, some people didn't. I was under the mindset of trying to keep it as strong and weather tight as I could, and 95% of the frame is built out of pressure treated wood. However, at this point I'm kind of 50-50 whether you really need to do it or not. But I do recommend going with 2x6 if you're going to do something bigger than, I'd say, 150. I think you can get away with 2x4s on 120 or below, and you might be able to get away with 2x4s on 180 if you use the 4x4 beams as supports. But let me show you what I got, and then like I said, I still got to do the top. I got to sand all the uneven boards, and I got to put the 3/4 inch plywood on the top and the bottom, which I'm hoping to do later today after the weather kind of clears up. And then maybe we can get the tank on. Shoot for tomorrow on the tank. If not, maybe later this evening, we'll see. But I'm gonna rotate the camera and let you see what I got. Alright, here's what we got. This is the completed product. Let me get my vape out of the way. Move the stand. It weighs a freaking ton. Hard to do one-handed. Alright, I think you can get it from here. Alright, see, I got weight bearing bracer, I got on each corner. It looks just like that. I've got one in the middle here, one in the back, and then I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and same thing on the bottom. 4 I don't know, I just call them bracers to keep the frame from twisting. But that's it. She is completely level, which I'm surprised, honest, because the very first stand I built for my 55 gallon was not level. I ended up having to shim the bottom of it. But this is it. Let's see if I can get a back shot of it. Looks the same. Front and the back look exactly the same. And like I said, I went through almost 2 full boxes of 3 inch exterior screws. So if you're one of those people that are going to DIY your stand and you don't want to make multiple trips to the hardware store like I did, I really recommend doing your research, writing everything down, pre-measuring. Make sure you get enough wood and however many screws you need. I probably could have got away with not using as many screws, but this is a lot of water in my living room, and I really don't want to. I don't want it to fall. So I mean, I did stuff like this all the way around. I did the 5 screws, 2, 1 in the middle, 2. I did that on every corner and at the bottom. I don't know if you can see them, but they're down there. Same thing on the middle. 2, 1, 2, and then all the twisting bracers got 2, front and back. So I might have overdone it, but I'd rather overdo it than underdo it. if that's a such thing, and just protect it as much as I can. But this is part 2 of a 180-gallon build stand, and more to come. Alright, so I just wanted to come back at you. There's going to be more to this video. Just like I said, I got to wait for the weather to chill out. It's off and on. It's raining, but I wanted to show you what I got for the 55 today. A friend of my wife's had a saltwater tank, and she just didn't want to take care of it anymore, so I adopted the fish. Let's see if I can get them in here. We got a new clown, which I'm pretty sure is a female, seeing how big it is. I've got a pajama something, I can't remember what it's called, but it's right there. And I got a yellow goby. I think it's a Watchman goby. I don't have a, if it's a Watchman goby, I don't have a pistol shrimp, so I don't know how well it's actually going to do in my tank. But I told her I'd try to take care of them and keep them alive. You know, I don't want anything to die. So, but anyway, stay tuned. More of this video. I just got to wait on the weather. Basic stuff to get it all plumbed. This I just bought this for $8 to get everything powered up to do the leak test, and then probably use it for a majority of the cycling until I get the power strip that I want that has the switches for each plug. But I'm not gonna have to do a whole lot of plumbing because the tank came with some stuff that I can reuse. But I went and got new union valves with bulkheads on them, and then this is the piece that I'm gonna rebuild. So I had to buy fittings. I already had PVC pipe for it, and then I went ahead and got some more flex tubing to replace what he had. But today's the day that we're going to put the stand on top of the tank. The tank on top of the stand, and you can see where I cut out my spots for my bulkheads. Hopefully I got it all measured right. But I wanted to give you a look at what the stand looks like at this point in time. It is completely level on all sides, every corner. I mean, I was going crazy leveling everything, making sure it was good, because I really don't want this thing to fall or bend a certain way or whatever. Only thing I goofed up on, and I hope I was able to fix it with some glue, is I either mismeasured or I didn't cut straight. But you can see right here, so I put in a little piece right here and it's glued in with wood glue. I figure this little 1/8 of an inch right here is not that big of a deal, so we'll see. But everything else is flush, completely level, no bends. I thought really long and hard about putting foam down on top of this that'll be under the stand or under the tank. I don't think I'm gonna do it though. There's no real proven science that I can find of why to use it. Some people say that it cuts down on vibration. A lot of things I read is for rimless tanks, which I can understand that, but this is not a rimless tank, so I'm not going to do it. I might put a piece of foam down there for the sump once I actually get the system up and running, but for today and for the water test, I'm not going to, because I'm just putting in regular hose water and going to let hose water run through the entire system and the sump for, I'm probably going to do a week, because I'm not even going to be able to have time to do my aquascaping and my sand until next weekend. So I'll let the hose water run today through the week, and I'll probably drain it Thursday or Friday and get ready to do the aquascaping over the weekend. And then by then, and while that's running, what I'm going to do during the week is get my saltwater mixing station set up. I have nearly everything for it. I'm just waiting on my pump, and then I got to go buy some PVC to plumb it all. But here's everything that I'll be using today. I'm not going to turn my phone sideways. That always messes up. Essentially, I'm just going to remake this. This is the old piece. It'll have bulkheads on each side. It'll have flex tubing coming out each side that'll go to, I call these bulkheads, I mean ball valves. The flex tubing will go to the bulkheads underneath the tank. And I'm hoping to do, then there'll be a union in the middle, just so I can easily take the pump out and leave the top plumbing in place. I'm hoping to do everything where I can easily take it apart and clean it. I really thought about doing whole hard plumbing all the way to the tank, but since I've got, I guess it's some type of flex tubing from the drain down to the sump, I'm going to do this. But I'll come back to you once we get everything put together. This is what we got. Those are the two hoses that are going to go under the tank for the drain. My ghetto wet dry sump going to turn into just a basic sump, and I may attempt to turn it into a refugium. There's a huge section right here that I could put live rock and Cheeto in or whatever, and then I think I'm gonna put my protein skimmer here whenever I get it, and then my heater or my biological filter there, and then I'll put my heater probably where the refugium is. But this is it. Show you how much I got. A little bit of room. We were able to place the bulkheads straight in without damaging them, but I think I've got plenty of room under here, and I can move stuff around. We did have to take this weight bearing bracer out to get the sump in, which is kind of scary, because if I ever upgrade my my sump with all the water, rock, and everything in there, I may have to take it out. But I think I've got enough. This stand is built sturdy enough to handle it. But I'm gonna plumb everything up, and I'm gonna fill it up with water, and I'll get back to you. Alright, it is Sunday. I've got all my plumbing done for temporary tests. I don't think I'm going to leave it this way. But we're doing a water test, just using hose water. Make sure everything is good and sealed, because this is a used tank. But there's my two Dorsos and my outlets. And I'll get back with you as soon as it's filled up. What's going on, guys? It's the end of the Sunday, and it's been a long weekend. Worked non-stop on this project, mostly because of the weather. I had to work around the weather. But stand is built, it is framed, it has all the weight bearing bracers. Tank is on the stand, sump is underneath the tank, all the plumbing is done. I have 180 gallons of water in the display tank, and roughly 30-ish gallons of water in the sump. All the pumps are working, or I should say the one pump is working. It's the external pump. Yeah, I mean, it's just been a long weekend. Just wrapping this video up in my office. I'm going to figure out a different way to do my videos. I like using my phone on the go, especially when I'm in the middle of the project, but eventually I think what I'm going to do is figure out a camera solution. That way I can show you actually me working on these projects. I can't do that with a phone. So, but yeah, overall very happy with what I've done so far. I am going. Let me break down what's happened up to this point. Stand's built, tanks on the stand, sumps in place, plumbing's done. I've ordered the rest of my saltwater mixing equipment, which is an external pump. I've ordered the shut-off valve for the RODI unit. I was going to order the 150 gallon per hour upgrade, but I didn't. I may do it later down the road. But I've ordered the uniseals for both my 30 gallon brute trash cans, because and you'll see why later in another video of how I have everything designed and laid out for this. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups, for the saltwater mixing station. I have also ordered 100 pounds of sand, and I'll put a description down below what I actually ordered. It's from Bulk Reef Supply. For some reason my mind's going blank. I can't remember the brand or the type of sand that I ordered, but it's sand that I always use, so I know it works. I guess let's see, what else did I order? I think that's it. What I'm planning on ordering, oh, I ordered, I forgot, there's one more thing. I don't know if I've said this in another video, but I have ordered my lights for the tank. I went with Japanese black box lights. or not Japanese, Chinese black box lights. Mostly because I didn't want to spend, you know, I didn't want to spend $1,000 on lights when all the research and YouTube videos that are out there on these Chinese black box lights, they're amazing. The only thing is, you just, depending on what model you go with or who makes them, you know, you may not get a ramp up timer. And the ones I ordered, I didn't get a ramp up timer, but that's fine. The tank before the 55 that I've got, I used LED lights, and they were just basic lights. They would turn on and off at a certain time of the day, and I grew coil out the yin yang with those lights. It was amazing. It was a current orbit LED light. It was the series before they started putting ramp up timers on them. So I ordered 3 of the LED lights. I got 3 for probably the price of 1 Radeon light. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. I currently own 2 AI Prime lights, and I love them. I love the functionality. I love that I can be across the other side of the world, pick my phone up, go to the AI app, and change whatever I want. But that feature is more glamorous than anything. When I first got the AI Primes, I was all the time changing settings, changing different percentages on the lights. But you guys that have been in this hobby for a long time, you know just as well as I do that you don't want to, once you get something set and your fish and your coral and your invertebrates and everything's happy, you don't want to change anything. You don't want to constantly put your hands in and out of the water. You want to let it take care of itself. So that's why I went with these Chinese black box lights. And I keep calling them that because number one, I can't remember the brand name that I ordered out. That'll be another link at the bottom. I'll put a description in. And 2, that's just what everybody calls them because I guess it's like a universal term. So we'll go with that. But anyway, I'm excited about these lights. CJ's Aquariums. Shout out to you, CJ. That's who actually, he put a great video out on these particular lights. He used them, and I think he still uses them on one of his tanks. So I looked them up, went to the website, I read all the reviews about them, I listened to CJ, and I'm like, why not? Let's go for him. I mean, this guy knows what he's talking about, so I'll give him a shot. I ordered them last week. They'll be in tomorrow. My sand will be in tomorrow. My external pump, my uniseals, my shutoff valve from RODI unit will be in tomorrow. So here's my goal. My goal is to let the water that I currently have in the 180, it's just tap water, I'm going to let it run nearly all week. I plan on draining it Thursday night or Friday night, depending on what I have going on this week with work and everyday life stuff. So if that happens, Friday I will get with the wife because I promised her that she could help aquascape the rocks and see which way we want it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my rocks in first, and I'm going to put the sand around the rocks. I've never done that before, but I've seen plenty of people on YouTube do it, so I'm going to give it a shot. Normally I put my sand down first and I get it kind of semi-level, and then I put my rock on top of that. But I've heard that doing it the other way is better, so we're going to go the other way and give it a shot. I mean, why not? Always try new things. So do that, and then Saturday, and then in the process of aquascaping, I will be mixing up as much salt water as I can, which is why I'm glad my equipment for the saltwater mixing station is coming in tomorrow, because that'll give me Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to finish building my saltwater mixing station, which I have been wanting to do for a long time. I've had these brute trash cans for a month. One of them's full of dry rock that I've been cooking for probably a month. So I'm going to take it out, put it in another container that I have, and put a little power head in it just to keep water flow on it, and then use both 30-gallon brute trash cans to mix up RODI water, add my salt, mix up those, and then I'm going to find as many 5-gallon buckets that I own, as long as they're not cracked and they hadn't had any weird chemicals in them. I'm going to mix up as much water in those as I can. So my goal is this weekend to have 100 gallons of pre-mixed salt water for this tank, so that Saturday I can add the sand in around my aquascaping, and then I can start pumping in the water that I've made. Once I pump in all that water, I will immediately turn around and start making more water in the same barrels and buckets that I have, so that hopefully we're going to shoot for Sunday evening, maybe next Monday, to have this thing completely full. So that's the goal. That is the future video that you will probably see next weekend. This is going to wrap up this video, guys. You know, number one, always thanks for watching. Number two, please like my videos. Turn on notifications if you want to know when new videos get uploaded. And number three, always subscribe, guys. And look below for the description and the links of stuff that I mentioned. Peace.